Hi, I'm Steve, and this is my weekly diet update. I've been doing pretty good. I haven't had any fast food or soda in 4 weeks now, which is good. I weigh about the same as last week, maybe a couple pounds lighter. I've been to the gym regularly this week. I was starting to actually do free weights instead of the machines, and I was actually going up the stair stepper instead of the elliptical. I think that was a lot harder. The one that looks like an escalator that you're walking up, like an escalator that goes down. Anyway, so I'm gonna start this new diet. A kid at work gave me this diet it's from the Navy recruiting office. It's to get people to lose weight to go into the military. You're supposed to lose 10 pounds in a week using it. It's very strict, but I think I'm ready to move to the next level after giving up fast food and soda for 4 weeks. My favorite things in the world, so I think I'll move on to this. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, so this week I'll be showing off my horror video games, or my scary video game collection in the scary theme, or the horror theme. Last week I had scary movies. This week will be scary video games. So here's my collection. And I don't really collect this stuff. I just have accumulated it over the years. I don't have a complete collection of anything. I just buy games or movies I like and watch them, and then I don't want to sell them or give them away, so I end up hoarding them. But I don't really collect these things as a hobby. They just have accumulated over the years. Anyway, so let's start with the only scary game I have on an older console is Friday the 13th here, and that one's in not too good a shape. And I'm not really into that game. I think I found that game. And PS1, the only game I have right now that's scary is this Martian Gothic. It's kind of a Resident Evil style game with a fixed camera angle and puzzles, limited ammo, stuff like that. I could never beat this game. I actually had a lot of PlayStation games. I had them in my car with the little tiny PlayStation, and it had a little screen. And I had maybe 20 games or so. I kept it in my car. I'd play the games at break time at work, but one time someone broke into my car and it was all gone. I had all the Resident Evils, I had Silent Hill, so I had a lot more scary games on that, but they're all gone now. Anyway, moving on to the Dreamcast. Here are my scary horror games for Dreamcast. Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil Code Veronica. This game, Blue Stinger, it's kind of a Resident Evil type game. I could never really get into it though. It looks like something that I would like, but I couldn't quite figure it out. Zombie Revenge. This is like a beat 'em up or a shooter or a hack and slash beat 'em up type game, but it's a 3D game. It's kind of in the style of House of the Dead, only instead of it being a light gun shooter, it's like a hack and slash beat 'em up type game. And speaking of House of the Dead, there's House of the Dead 2 and Evil Dead, Hail to the King. That was another Resident Evil style game. This one's pretty good. And this game, Illbleed, there's a lot to say about this game. It's really bizarre. I'm not going to get into it right now, but anyone who's played it knows. Anyway, moving on to my PlayStation 2. Resident Evil 4, of course. My favorite game of all time. I even have two of them. I picked this one up at the music store. It was 95 cents, so I had to give it a home. Here's Extermination. I've never played that. I picked that up at the same music store for $1. Yeah, 95 cents. I'll give it a try sometime. If I never have time, I'll just wait till I retire in 30 years and I'll play all these games. And then here's Silent Hill 3. I never beat this one, but the biggest reason why I bought it is I like the music a lot. And it comes with a CD of the music tracks. I really like the music in this game. I think it's actually the producer of the game does the music. Here's my GameCube collection of scary games. Here's Geist. This is actually pretty good. I wasn't really expecting much from it, but it's not too bad. It's a first-person shooter where you're a ghost and you can go possess different objects or people to progress the game and the story. It's pretty good. That's Geist. Here's Resident Evil 0. This game looks really good on GameCube. I was never big into this game, but you gotta respect how it looks. It's pretty much the same as all the other ones, but looks really good. Here's Resident Evil for GameCube, the remake. This is really good. This is one of my favorites. I love Resident Evil 1, and this just makes it better. Better graphics. I think they added a lot more to the game. It's a little bit longer. Resident Evil 2 again, this time on GameCube. This one's really good. Resident Evil 3. This one's good too. It's not my favorite though. Code Veronica X, GameCube version. Here's my Resident Evil 4 demo disc. I played the heck out of this. Before Resident Evil came out, I played the first level over and over and over. I finally got the real game. Here's the special edition from GameStop. This is my favorite game of all time. I played this game through maybe 50 or 100 times. I don't have time for that anymore because I have a daughter and a pregnant wife, but back when I was a kid and a loser, I had a lot of time for that. I forgot about my N64. Here's Resident Evil 2 for N64. I like this one a lot. This is probably my favorite version of it. This is actually the only version my wife plays. This is the only Resident Evil my wife ever played. And she beat it. She went through all the stories or all the campaigns. And then I have another one. I have two of these. And then, moving on to Xbox. The original Xbox, the real Xbox One. Here's Cold Fear. I actually like this game. It was a Resident Evil 4 ripoff, of course, but I felt it was well made and it was fun. Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth. This game I really like. It's really, really buggy though. It's hard to get through the game because it crashes or the save files will become corrupt, but it's really fun to get through. I've only got through it one time in my life. I always try to do it again, but it glitches out and has all kinds of trouble. I have trouble with this one and the PC version, but the one time I did get through it was a really fun experience. It's really creepy, unsettling, scary game. Call of Cthulhu. Here's the Land of the Dead. Road to Fiddler's Green. I think it's a spin-off of the Land of the Dead movie. It's a first-person shooter and it's not that great. I actually beat this game though. It was a pain in the butt. Here's Evil Dead Fistful of Boomstick. This was like $20 when it came out and I was really excited about it, and it's actually really good. It's a hack and slash type beat 'em up. And here's Evil Dead Regeneration, more of the same. This one is even better, and I think this one was only $20 when it came out too. Most games were about $50 or $60 back then. And here's Silent Hill 2. This is probably my favorite horror game besides Resident Evil. This game's really good. Here are my DS and 3DS horror games. Resident Evil Deadly Silence. This is actually my favorite version of it. It's the old PS1 version, but it looks like they cleaned up the graphics a little bit, and they added in quick turnaround, and you're automatically armed with a knife, and it doesn't take up inventory. And what else? Oh, the load screens where you go through doors, you can skip it. So I could beat the game in less than an hour with both Chris and Jill with this one. I can't do that on the PS1 version, or it might be an hour and a half. I don't know, whatever it was, but I could beat this one a lot faster than the PS1 version. Resident Evil Revelations. This game is really, really good for 3DS. This is like a big console, high budget AAA Resident Evil on 3DS. It's so good. Like, this is the type of thing I've always wanted, because I don't have time to take up the television set all the time with my wife and now my baby, but if I have something like this I could play in the car or sit on the sofa while my wife's watching TV. This is like a console type game experience on my 3DS, and it looks almost as good as a console game. So good. Here's Resident Evil 3D Mercenaries. This is just the mercenary modes off of Resident Evil 4 and 5, so I'm not really impressed. It looks really good. I was always hoping there would just be Resident Evil 4 or 5 on DS instead of this, but I guess I'll settle for this. Okay, moving on up to PS3. Here's Dead Island. I haven't played that one yet. A bunch of buddies at work, we all wanted to buy this game so we could play it online together, and we never got around to it because we're all too busy, because we have families and real lives and we're not 20 anymore. But I'd be interested in trying this though. The Evil Within. I haven't even opened that up. That shows how much time I have. My wife got me this for Christmas a couple years ago, and I haven't opened it up because I haven't had time to play video games. And this is a scary one. I don't want my daughter to see it. But I guess it's directed by the guy that did Resident Evil 4, so this is something I really want to play. Resident Evil 4 is my favorite game of all time, of course. And here's Resident Evil Gold Edition. Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition for PS3. It has all the DLC on there. This is towards the end of the time I had, towards the end of the part of my life where I had time to play games, so I played this game a lot. I love Resident Evil 5. I played it through many times on the internet with people or with my friends or my family. Okay, here's my Xbox 360 collection of horror games. Here's Silent Hill Homecoming. I actually really like this game. Here's my collector's edition of Resident Evil 5. I love Resident Evil 5, of course. This is the one I played the most, the Xbox 360 version with my buddy online. Back when I had Xbox Gold. Here's Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I'm willing to give this one a try. I know people hate it, but I haven't tried it yet. I wanted to play it online with my friend, but I don't know if I'll have time or not. And then Resident Evil 6. Archives. This one came with Code Veronica 4 and 5 as DLC. But this game you gotta give it credit and respect for trying. Like, it really tried to put a lot in this game, but people don't like it too much. I don't like it as much as 4 and 5, but it's a quality game. I can't really find anything bad about it. I can't say it's bad. There's a lot of good action and fighting. And then the first part of the game with Leon, there's not even that much action. People complain about too much action. Like, the first half hour, 45 minutes of the game's really slow paced, so I thought people would respect that, but I don't know. I can see what people are talking about. It doesn't really feel like a Resident Evil to me. Well, a lot of stuff in this is really good. Like, a lot of it seems like something out of James Bond movies. Like the little snow chase down the hill when there's an avalanche. And here are my PC games. I don't have too many of them. Here's Resident Evil 5 again. I played this one a lot. Off of Steam. I got this at the thrift store. I think it was $1 or so I had to give it a home. And Resident Evil 4 on PC. I played this a lot too. Of course. And then Alone in the Dark. The New Nightmare. I think I got that at Pick and Save or Big Lots or something back in the day. It was $4. And that's about it. Have a good week.